When October comes, I love something warm and cozy, not only for breakfast, but for any time during the day. And these muffins do the trick. These pumpkin cheesecake muffins are everything you want in the fall and more. They start with a delicious, moist, pumpkin bread-like muffin, a delicious, yes, I said it, cheesecake filling, and then they have a great streusel topping with some pumpkin seeds, of course that brown sugar. They are baked to perfection with a streusely, craggy finish. Let me tell you something. These muffins are everything you dream of and more. All that's coming up on today's Wise Guide. I know it's a cliche, it's a stereotype, I don't care, because you know what? There is something so delicious and perfect about a pumpkin spiced muffin in the fall. You get that warm bread-like texture, which, hello, who doesn't love pumpkin bread? But these are stepped up a notch because they have a cheesecake-like filling. And it's really easy, so don't sit there and say, oh, that sounds hard, because it isn't. You're gonna think these look hard, but they are super easy, no mixers, just bowls and whisks. I like to get the streusel topping out of the way to begin with. Combine some whole wheat flour. I really like the texture the whole wheat gives it. It's a little bit drier, but also a little bit nuttier. It's a perfect add-in here. Some old-fashioned rolled oats. Don't use those instant type. They just kind of go to mush and are not a good thing to use. Some brown sugar. Some pumpkin seeds, also called pepitas. Don't you just feel fun saying pepitas? A little bit of cinnamon. Yeah, everything in the fall just gets cinnamon. Just dump it in. I'm joking, major, because it can be overpowering. Mix that together till it's well combined, and then add in some cold butter. This is really just gonna be a simple streusel topping. Really the only change here is those pumpkin seeds. Just mix up with your fingers until it really becomes a craggy mess that just kind of holds together and makes clumps, because you really like those clumps, you know? I always pick the muffin or something that has streusel that has the biggest clump on it. It's the clump factor. When that's all mixed, you can just set it aside. Next, get your cheesecake filling ready. Again, it's just nice to have it ready to go. Some room temperature cream cheese, some white sugar, and an egg. Make sure your cream cheese is at room temperature, otherwise it is not gonna mix together well and you're gonna get lumps. Yeah, you probably see a few in mine. It's okay, they'll bake out. At this point, add in some vanilla. Whisk that together until it's completely smooth, and then set it aside. For the muffin, it couldn't be any easier. Mix together some pumpkin, brown sugar, just mix that till it's smooth, add in your eggs, continue mixing that just till they're incorporated and broken up and into that mixture really well. Add some oil, molasses, and vanilla. Mix that up till it's combined, and then move on to your dry ingredients. Some all-purpose flour, a little bit of whole wheat. You can't use all whole wheat or these would just be a dense, like softball type muffin and no one wants that, but a little bit goes a long way in these. Some baking powder, baking soda, and then those fall spices that I'm just using, you know, pretty much from September through November. Cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg. I always freshly grind my nutmeg because it's just better. To finish it, a little bit of salt. Mix that up until it is just combined and no dry streaks remain. You don't want to overmix or they could become tough. Now that all the components are ready, we can just put together the muffins. Use a 12-cup muffin tin and line it with papers. That's gonna make them come out really easy, and don't worry, they're not gonna stick to the papers, because don't you hate when you make muffins in papers and then they just like all stick to the paper? It's really gross. Fill each muffin cup up to about 1/4 of the way. I find it works best using these ice cream scoops. It's a lot easier to fill the muffin tins, they're cleaner, it's better than 2 spoons or a spatula, and you know exactly how much you're putting in. So if you have them, you use them. Even if they're smaller, just use a couple at a time. Using an offset spatula, just spread the batter slightly to the sides so the cheesecake mixture fits in the middle. And then add in some of that cheesecake filling, just a little bit. The cheesecake won't necessarily stay in the middle. It's gonna bake up slightly, but it's gonna incorporate and be delicious either way. Top all the cream cheese filling with the rest of the muffin batter. And then you just wanna pile on the streusel topping. I like quite a bit, so be generous. Once they're all put together, you can just put them right into the oven. While the one pan is in the oven, you can finish up the others and get that ready to go too. When the muffins are baked fully, they are gonna be puffed, set. It's gonna be hard to use a skewer because that cream cheese filling is always gonna be a little bit soft, so you're gonna have to use your knowledge of baking, and I know you can do this. And the time is pretty much right on. Just touch them, and if they feel firm, they are most likely done. Let them cool in the pan for at least 5 to 10 minutes because you're gonna burn yourself and they're gonna be hard to get out otherwise. Remove them from the pan, let them cool completely on a rack, but if they're still a little bit warm, that is okay because everyone will thank you. These are exactly what you want on one of those cool fall mornings when the breeze is coming through the windows, the coffee is on and steaming. You want a warm, delicious pumpkin cheesecake muffin. Just break it open and enjoy. This is definitely a fall treat, and I know you're gonna enjoy it too. If you think so, make sure to click like, share, subscribe. For the recipe, go to the description box. And until next time, enjoy that perfect fall weather.